Roanoke's historic Trinity United Methodist Church is coming back to life in the form of new affordable apartments for seniors. And joining us now to talk more about the housing project and a special screening happening tomorrow are Isabel Thornton and Mary Beth Mill. Thank you so much, both of you, for joining us today. Quite the undertaking.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you for having us.
So, Isabel, let's start with you. What exactly is Restoration Housing?
We are a local nonprofit in Roanoke. We are affordable housing developers, but we have sort of a twofold mission. On one side, we take blighted and vacant properties that are typically older historic homes, and we do a large-scale rehab of them, and then we own and manage them as affordable housing once they're complete. So we're reinvesting on one side, usually in neighborhoods that have long lacked investment, and then we are owning and operating as affordable housing once we're done. But Trinity is a little different for us.
It is, because you're taking literally part of a church, an historic church, and really giving it new life in the form of these housing units for, seniors that are at risk of going unhoused. So how is this different from some of your other restoration projects?
It's definitely larger. So most of our projects are older historic homes. This is a historic church, but it's 20,000 square feet. So it's a big jump for us in terms of the size and the costs of construction. We are just focusing on the annex. So the former annex is going to be 15 units of elderly affordable housing. The worship hall we preserved in kind as it is, and will remain a worship hall for future congregations. So it's a different style of building. It's a different size. It's, I think, for us, a way that we can grow as an organization, but we're also trying to meet the need, and so we're really responding to the need first, and that's kind of how we got there with this project.
And that's really the heart of it. There is such a need, and we hear about too many seniors being unhoused or at risk of losing their homes. This really is filling that. Was that why this project really needed to happen now?
Yes, so this is definitely happening locally in Roanoke. The numbers in Roanoke have been going up. Homelessness has been going up, but the largest percentage of increase is in the elderly, so 55 and up, which is really disturbing to see. I think you see a lot of people that are on fixed income, and their fixed income and the cost of housing just don't match. And so it's an issue where it's happening across the country, and Mary Beth can talk about our documentary that we're airing that talks about it as a national issue, but we're seeing it locally quite a bit as well.
Yeah, it really is eye-opening. So you all do have a big event tomorrow, this big open house, just showing the great work that you've done there at Trinity and creating more than a dozen units, correct?
15, yes.
15 units, yeah. So yeah, Mary Beth, over to you. Let's talk about tomorrow and the screening of this documentary that does open our eyes to this problem.
Yes, so we're really excited about tomorrow. We're looking at the event as a housewarming for this space and kind of welcome the community in that's been so supportive of this project to see the transformation and the preservation of this beautiful space. The documentary is a big part of the event. We'll start at 4:30 with a ribbon cutting, celebratory ribbon cutting out front of the annex on Mountain Avenue. It's at 305 and Mountain Avenue. We'll welcome everyone in to tour the space and then head into the sanctuary to view a documentary called No Place to Grow Old. It's by Portland-based nonprofit Humans for Housing, and it follows the journey of three older individuals that are experiencing either homelessness or housing insecurity. They may be on the verge of homelessness. And then we'll follow that up with a conversation with Isabel and one of our colleagues, Brian Burnett, with Council of Community Services, on what our issues are here locally in Roanoke, and kind of shed some light on some real stories of the circumstance that's happening across the country, but also locally, and then kind of give some hope of how can we as a community address this.
Yeah, and that's where Restoration Housing comes in so beautifully, because, it is horrible to think about that, where there's no place to grow old, just like the name of the screening. But, you are doing what you can to fill that need here, so you are to be commended. That's wonderful. Before we wrap up, any plans for any other projects? Maybe not quite this big, but any other things that are happening?
We're always looking ahead, usually 2 and 3 years ahead. So we actually have 2 projects in the pipeline, one of which, both are in Belmont Historic District, one of which people will start seeing activity on very soon. The other is in the pre-development pipeline, which means that we're fundraising for it, we're getting architectural drawings, we're making sure that the building is stable while it waits for us to start the renovation.
That's exciting.
So
Doing
we're
some
always
really
busy.
great work in our community. I want to thank you both for coming in. Again, the event is tomorrow. Free admission to see this documentary, No Place to Grow Old. The event's happening tomorrow from 4:30 to 7 at Trinity Commons on Mountain Avenue in Roanoke. Thank you so much, ladies. We appreciate you coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Our pleasure.
Well, still ahead, how a few taps on your phone could save you hundreds of dollars in the grocery